Yo, what is good, y'all? V-Rob here. Today, as you guys can see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about the Brooklyn Nets' first game with James Harden, a 10-point win over it might have been a 10 or 8-point win over the Orlando Magic. I got to watch the game. Harden had 30 points and a triple-double. Kevin Durant had 42. This isn't even about Harden, but it's mostly about Durant. The fact that Durant is playing at an MVP caliber level, averaging 29 a game so far this year, coming off an Achilles injury, the worst injury you could possibly have as a basketball player. And in my opinion, he's the clear-cut second best player in the league behind LeBron James. It's literally unbelievable, y'all. He can score at all levels. He is the most talented scorer of all time, in my opinion. And this team's going to be amazing, y'all. They looked great. They looked kind of rough in the first half, but then towards the end of the game, they really turned things on. But yeah, Kyrie's supposed to be coming back, I believe, Monday against Milwaukee. But let's dive more into it, y'all. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets Orlando Magic game. So at the beginning of this ball game, y'all, I was a little unimpressed. Obviously, I knew it was their first game together. Harden probably hasn't even shook hands or given a high five to most of these players yet, judging that the trade just officially went through, or he just passed his physicals actually within the last 24 hours prior to tip-off. But the first quarter was pretty interesting, y'all. Brooklyn only scored 29 points, and I only say 29 because they really had an amazing second half. Going into halftime, y'all, the score was 52-48. As for the Magic, y'all, I was actually quite impressed. They actually put out a really good effort. Nikola Vucevic had an amazing game. Cole Anthony played well, which was really good to see. Terrence Ross off the bench. You guys know I'm a huge Terrence Ross fan, y'all. Really a player, in my opinion, that deserves to be on a championship contending team. I think he would be a phenomenal six-man somewhere. I think he'd be a phenomenal player on a team like Brooklyn or the Clippers or really whoever. I think he could really play a role like a Lou Williams. Obviously not to that talent level, but we saw last night. 23 points in 32 minutes, shooting 9 of 17 from the field. He can obviously still hoop. He's had a really great career in Toronto and San Antonio and now in Orlando. But that's enough about Orlando, and shout out to Gary Clark one time from Cincinnati. Going into half, y'all, Joe Harris was actually the leader for scoring for the Brooklyn Nets. He finished the game with 17 points, 4 of 9 from 3. I think Joe Harris and his value to this team is a little underrated. So far this year, he's been averaging 15 a game, which is actually a career high for him. He's been really impressive this season, y'all, and I really like how well he's been shooting from 3. 49% from 3 is pretty damn good. I think the lineup, once Kyrie goes back and they start Harrison with those 3 and DeAndre Jordan, it's going to be really good. And obviously, DeAndre Jordan did not have the best game last night, only had 2 points, 0 of 2 from the field, only 5 rebounds, and he let Vucevic drop 32 on him. And Vucevic, y'all, made 6 3-pointers. 34 points. But going into the second half, y'all, Brooklyn scored 32 points in the third quarter. James Harden was starting to pick up steam, and Kevin Durant as well. Then going into the fourth quarter, y'all, it was still a really close game, but Brooklyn then pulled it out. Kevin Durant finished with 42 points, 16 of 26 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, and 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Plus 10, plus minus. And as for his buddy James Harden, he played 40 minutes as well, scored 32 points along with 14 assists and 12 rebounds, shot 8 of 18 from the field, 13 of 15 from the free throw line. And what was really impressive, in my opinion, was the rotation. Obviously, the bench did not look impressive. None of the bench players scored over 7 points. But you still figure, without Kyrie Irving, this was the team's first game together. The trade had not even been official, or Harden hadn't even passed physicals for more than a day before this game. And they dropped 122 points. Obviously, the Magic struggled defensively, but you saw in that second half a basketball team that looked great together. Kevin Durant, James Harden looked phenomenal together, yo. I think Kevin Durant, every time I watch him, reminds me that he is still the second best player in this league. He's had a phenomenal season thus far. I talked prior at the beginning of the video that he was averaging 29 going into this game. Because of this 42-point performance, he's now averaging 31 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists with a 28.42 PER. It is unbelievable the type of performances he has been having as of late, yo. He obviously, in my opinion, looks like he has not lost a step at all. And you guys also have to put into account he's 32 years old and he just came off the worst injury you can have in basketball. As for Harden, yo, phenomenal performance. 40 minutes, 44% from the field. Really impressive game. Kyrie is expected to come back very, very soon. It was actually on the table that he may come back last night. Their next game is actually on Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, against the Milwaukee Bucks at home. After that, they actually have a pretty easy schedule for about the next 7-8 games before they face the Clippers on February 2nd. They have a back-to-back against Cleveland, a back-to-back against Miami, and then they head on a little East Coast trip to Atlanta, Oklahoma City, and Washington to face the Wizards. I think those games right there will be really good to build their chemistry up and really test things out, test the waters with lineups, rotations. What I really liked what Nash did last night was always keeping in Harden or Durant. I think they won't have to do that, obviously, because Kyrie Irving is one of the greatest ball handler point guards that we have seen of this entire generation, you know? So I'll be impressed, y'all, and I'll be interested to see if they do. I think that game against Milwaukee on Monday is going to be really good. Kyrie Irving, in my opinion, will play that game. Really, right now, it's just him getting his conditioning back. If he doesn't play on Monday, he will definitely play Wednesday at Cleveland, which will be pretty fun to see Kyrie go back to Cleveland. But yeah, overall, so impressed with Brooklyn, y'all. They're now on a 3-game win streak. First game with James Harden was a success. And yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think they're the pivotal favorites to win the Eastern Conference now. I don't see any team going past 6 games against them or winning more than 2 in a 7-game series. I think Milwaukee can be interesting. I think Philly can be interesting. But teams like Toronto, teams like Miami, teams like Boston, I honestly don't think they can run with this lineup, y'all. I think what we saw last night was just a preview of what they can get to, and it was just beyond impressive, y'all. So that's what I got, y'all. Quick little recap. Shout out to the Nets one time. I mean, if I was NBA, I would just play like a month more. If the COVID cases keep spiking, we could let's just fast forward to the finals. Give us what we want to see, y'all. Give us a 13-game series of Brooklyn and the Lakers. That would be pretty fun to watch, y'all. 1st to 7 wins. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, y'all. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new. I greatly appreciate your guys' love and support. Praying for all of y'all. Keep going strong. Keep fighting. Keep growing. And VR is out this thing, y'all. Peace.